Okay, I just had a real high squeaker here and I got roundage. I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, well, I'm back out to the farm site. It's a little cooler today. It was scorcher yesterday, so I couldn't get out. I just had my first signal though. Let's see what we got. It's ringing up pretty high. Highs of 48, 49. We better dig that, see what we got. Well, there it is. I'm not sure what it is. Some kind of a container. Almost looks like it has a slot in the bottom of it. Little hole up top. Not sure what that is. It sure rang up high though. Alright, let's keep looking. Well, there's my next target. Huge spoon bowl. Alright, let's keep looking. Well, your guess is as good as mine on this one. Big chunk of rust on the end. I don't know if that's some kind of a rocker arm out of an old car or what that would be, but it's pretty heavy, whatever it is. Anybody has any ideas what that thing is, let me know. Alright, let's keep looking. Well, I had to chase this one all over the hole. I don't know what it is. Little copper or brass ring. Is that copper? Alright, we'll keep looking. You know, we find oyster shells all over out here. But that's the first one of those I found out here. That seems kind of out of place. Huh, that was a surface find. Way out here in the woods. Well, I think the mosquitoes are winning the fight today. But I've got a pretty high screamer here. Where'd it go? There it is. Sounds suspiciously like a ball jar, but I'm gonna dig it. Let's see what we got. Well, there's why it was screaming. Shaker top, like off a salt or pepper or something. But it's aluminum. Alright, let's keep going. Well, back out in the woods on the old farm site that we hunt. I just stepped into the woods and I found my first target, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I didn't make it far into the woods and I found this item. At first I thought it was a button, but I don't think so now. It's an odd little piece. I'm really not sure what that is. Some kind of a little vent or something. I mean, it's, I don't know. Kind of got me stumped. If anybody recognizes that little thing, leave it in the comments. Huh, not really sure. Anyway, I'm kind of waiting on Practical Ken. And until he gets here, I'm going to poke through the scrub a little bit, see what I can find. Alright, see you on the next hole. Got a pretty high signal here. About a 42, 43. It could be I'm close to a road, so could be a bottle cap, could be a ball jar. I don't know, we'll check it out. Well, I was right. It is a bottle cap. hooked to a piece of bottle. But that is a fairly old one. It's lined with cork, which tells me that it's early 1900s. It's been a while since they used cork in bottle caps. Just the top of the bottle looks pretty old to me. Alright, let's keep going. See if we can find something good. Well, you got Ken over here digging something, hiding behind some bushes. Today we knew there was a farm out here from like 1870 to early 1900, and we're trying to actually locate the house site. We're in a little different part of the property today, and it doesn't show on any of the old maps, but we know there was something out here. What we've been digging, I think, is like dump sites on the property. Today we're just doing some exploring, but I just found a goldie cap, which are real common out here. And I'm getting a little bit of iron signaling in the ground. So we're going to see what we can find, see if we can find the site of the house out here. Well, we're out here kind of prospecting on a different part of the property, trying to find out what happened on this end. And I just found an old Pepsodent toothpaste tube. So there must have been some kind of activity. There's not a lot of signals on this end. We know there was logging here, but to find a toothpaste tube down here, it's kind of odd. Alright, let's keep looking. Well, Ken just found first relic of recognizable spoon. It looks like we're getting closer to the end of this property where all the garbage was dumped. Because we're starting to run into artifacts. And I ran into this. It almost looks to me, it's threaded on the inside and it's blocked in there. It almost looks like a valve cover of some sort.
It's gotta be an old one too.
An old one, yeah, it's copper or brass. Alright, let's keep going. Well, we're getting a little closer to some spots we've hunted before, so I'm starting to get some signals now, but that's a modern 410 shotgun shell. Let's keep going. Well, we're getting back into our hot territory. Full ball jar lid. That one's in good shape. Put that on one of my old jars. Alright, keep going. Okay, I just had a real high squeaker here and I got roundage. I haven't looked at it yet. Oh, we got us an Indian. Look at that. Let me clean it up. I'll get back to you. Well, I'm having a hard time seeing it. Ken took a look at it. We're thinking 1894. I might have to get it under my scope at home. Check it out better. But that's a score. One for the good guys. Alright. That's my find of the day right there.
Oh, look at that.
Ken just pulled a pocket knife and it opens?
Sort of, it broke.
Oh, it's broken?
It broke right there.
Sweet.
Hey, that's pretty darn cool.
See. Nice. Still got the blade in there. It's falling apart, but wow. Nice relic, man.
The signal disappeared after I got out of the hole, too.
Wow, cool. Right next to where I found the Indian head. This is one of our hot spots, though. We found a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Of course, we keep coming back. Oh, there's my next find. Good example of a square nail. Not even rusted up. Pretty good shape, actually. Alright, let's keep going. Well, that nail wasn't the signal I was after. I got a half of a file here broken off. Alright, we'll keep going. Well, Ken just found this. Says J.B. Williams Company on it. Looks like a button almost. Looks like there's a bent over shank on the back. It's cool. What'd you say it was? Like a toiletry company?
Yeah, fine men's toiletry company. So I don't know if that's just more of a, it might have been a pin or a promotional thing. We found promotional things.
Yeah, cool. Nice find. Well, we're in a spot that gets a little modern activity. I did find 1984 quarter though. I'll back out again today. Was out yesterday with Ken. That's when I found an Indian head. He found a pocket knife, a couple other items. And I just had my first signal. Very light spoon handle. Almost feels like aluminum or something. Pretty bright in that sun. Let's keep looking. I'm in a little bit different area again today. Trying to explore some different spots. Well, my next signal was pretty loud. Looks like an old flattened tin cup. You can see the handle on it there. I don't see any writing or anything on it. All right, let's keep going. Well, I take that back. It says Germany on the bottom. I don't see anything else that I can distinguish. All right, let's keep going. Well, I saw something else on the bottom. Underneath Germany, there's a 4. Hard to tell. 4 something. All right, let's keep going. Maybe 40. Might be 1940. Who knows? There's my next target. Metal cap off something. I found a lot of these out here. This one's kind of different around the edges, but it's old. All right, let's keep going. And of course, there it is. The ever-present ball jar lids. All right, let's keep going. Well, there's my next target. Big spoon. I've gotten so I can kind of tell what these are now because the signal jumps around. You get a good signal off the bowl and you get kind of a jumpy signal off the handle of it. I'll have to look and see if this one's monogrammed or not. Well, I've dug a few more ball jar lids. I don't know, you might recognize this tree from one of my previous videos. Big old gnarly mess. But I found an Indian head penny right here and there. But I've dug a few ball jar lids, and I just found this on the surface. Pretty sure that's a lipstick container top. I don't see any writing on it, and it's aluminum. Alright, we'll move on. Alright, I found these out here before. Little twist off cap off some tube. This one has writing on it, but I can't really see it right now out here. But I will look at it closer when I get home, see if I can read it. Alright, let's move on. Hey everybody, I'm back out again. I was on the way over here, I was just telling myself, my last hunt, I really didn't find a whole lot of cool stuff. The day before, I'd found an Indian head penny, but yesterday was pretty slow. So I said, I gotta find something good today. I walked 15 feet into the woods and had a screaming high tone. And I cannot believe what I just pulled out of the ground. I've walked through this same spot dozens of times. And check out my first find within the first 2 minutes of being in the woods. All right, just walked in. That popped out of the ground. I'm speechless. I mean, I literally just got here. I barely got into the woods. It's a two-piece. Wow. I'm blown away again. Once again, my very first find is going to be my best one for the day. That is huge. That is awesome. I'm going to have to research and see. I'm pretty sure that's military, but where, what war? I'm going to have to check it out and see because everything out here is pre-1920. So, I got some research to do. I am blown away. Well, I have to tell you, I'm a little dumbstruck here. That is definitely a bucket lister for me. That is my first military button. If that is military. I'm pretty sure it is, but we shall see. I guess I better just quit standing here staring at it and do some metal detecting. Alright, there's my next target. It was definitely a screamer. Made out of copper. Not sure what it is or what it's off from, but let's move on. Everything else I find now is a bonus today after my first target. Well, I've got another high tone right here. It's squeaking. Definitely gonna have to dig that one up. Well, had all the normal stuff pop out of the hole. Yeah, some glass. SS Manufacturing Company. Not sure what that is. That was my signal. Not sure what that is. Alright, we'll move on. And my next target. Another ball jar lid. Well, there's my next target. Little cap of some sort. Says something on top, but it's pretty indistinguishable right now, so might try to clean it off later. Alright, let's move on. Well, that popped out of the hole on my last target. Odd looking little piece of glass. And something I'm familiar with. I don't know if you can see it. It's got the little glove on here. Durkees. I found quite a few of these caps out here. They're screamers too. They sound like ball jars. Alright, let's keep going. Well, I'm pretty sure that's an old coffee or tea strainer. Looks like it had a screw-on lid, but it's all perforated. The whole thing's got holes in it all over the place. That's my guess. Coffee or a tea strainer. And another ball jar lid. Boy, just can't get rid of these things. Keep coming across them. Well, got a pretty good tight penny signal. I mean, it could be a ball jar lid or something else, but that's a pretty tight signal. I might try a live dig on this one if I can find a spot to set up here. Let's see what we can get. Well, I don't know. Pretty thick in here. See what we can do. Ah. What do we got here? That, I do believe that is an oyster tray out of a restaurant. But that's obviously not my signal. Let's see what else we can get here. Well, it's out of the hole. Ah. Yeah, not sure what that is. Got some kind of funny serrations around it. Don't know. Alright, let's move on. I like that though. I'll keep that. That's a high signal now. 46, 47. Ooh, this could be silver or aluminum. We're gonna have to dig this one. Something special. Couple videos ago, I found a really big key. Now I just found a really big keyhole. And look how ornate that thing is. I don't care who you are. That is cool. Wow. That's about the size of that big key too. That's why that was such a screamer. It's heavy too. Wow. I am liking that. I'll tell you what, that along with that button are my hot finds for the day so far. That is a cool piece. That'll display nicely along with my key. Wow. I am pretty happy with that piece. All right. Well, I rechecked my hole, had another squeak in there. Big nail came out. All right, let's keep going. There's my next target. Aluminum coaster. I was looking to see if it had anything written on it, but I don't see anything. All right, let's keep going. Well, out of that hole, I think I found one of these the other day. I believe that's some type of valve stem cover. Not positive. But then this smashed bullet, you can see it was a copper jacketed. That popped out too. That hit something hard. Alright, let's move on.